Shannon Sharpe confronts Jim Jones about the Nas comparison. Check this out.
Question, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when we talk about the sales and all this type of shit. Like get into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that
but
bullshit.
listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Mm-hmm. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit of run. But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like,
ain't no shame in that. He never had
that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you, I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and see him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the barbecue, so I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly-ish. Like I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm being honest. You ask me, I'm being a fan. I'm telling you, the movie Belly was fire, but after that, he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes? You ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys, you heard?
Hey, Jim.
Yo, and people out here acting like I said I'm gonna bring the Kofi list back. I just told you I'm a changed man. Stephen Law, can you dig?
Nah, look, I'm put it to you like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you been in this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah,
y'all
but look how you dress.
Nas.
Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. And
I can be in the church house. You can't F with Nas lyrics. I don't know who told you that. Now look, I know you on that good stuff, but you're not seeing Nas. You're not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Nobody from Dipset gonna take you over Nas. Nobody from the Diplomats but you.
Hold on, Jim. Hold on.
That shirt too tight.
Hold on.
Jim. You want to go back to I really mean it? I really mean it started. We could go back to the history, bro.
But you didn't even
say that, bro. Don't do that, bro. That shirt be sticking up for Nas.
All right. What up, man? Hip hop, rap sheet Hollywood, where hip hop meets Hollywood. It's your boy Poop Diesel, man, the incomparable. And check it out, man. Jim Jones, phenomenal artist. You got to give it up. Hands up to Jim Jones, man. One of the dopest artists, really of the millennium, He made a comparison, compared himself to Nas. Now, he recently had an appearance. He was on the Fat Joe and Jada show, their podcast, Going Up, man. Shout out to that podcast, really dope. On the show, he made the comparison to himself as an artist in terms of billboards and, his overall stats comparison to Nas. All right, he's even admitted that he made a boo-boo in trying to make that comparison. There really is no comparison. Nas is one of the best standout. His numbers of billboards, of platinum albums, of, just the work that he's done far outpasses Jim Jones. But Jim Jones recently made an appearance, and this was right before his Summer Jam. So numbers is going up, spiking, he's trending, all of this. So, hey, it might have did what Jim's wanted it to do, right? So, cool. But then he goes on Club Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay, the podcast with Ocho Cinco. On that podcast, hey, I was kind of tripping just by the fact of how Shannon Sharpe, he really went at him and basically just told him, there's no way you can make that comparison. Now, Jim, of course, he's going to stand on his own. He's going to be like, yo, I think I'm the best, as he should, But it really didn't look good. At the end of the day, for him to try to make that comparison against Nas and the way that Shannon Sharpe came at him, he really just laid into him and told him that there is no comparison. I think the most amusing thing of it, and it's giving us, stuff to talk about, it's giving the hip hop world, something to reflect on. It really just looked at, okay, if Jim really has appeal to a younger generation, and of course, Nas started out with, At the Barbecue. Nas came out 93, I believe, 93, 94. So his fan base is a more mature fan base, 40, 50-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? That's mostly it. Jim has appealed to a newer audience, the whole Dipset movement, everything about that. That's a younger audience. So there is an audience that grew up off of Jim Jones' music and can make a case for him being a phenomenal artist. And Jim even said he is a Nas fan. And there was, I agree. There was a period of time, after Illmatic where, Nas kind of took a dip, as any artist, can. He took a dip. But over time, he's persevered. You know what I'm saying? He's a $100 million, businessman. He's gone on to just be able to, have, restaurants. He's got mass appeal, production companies, does documentaries, still putting out music. So even the argument that Jim Jones is saying about straight up music is probably, not gonna suffice. But I mean, all of this has given us a lot to talk about. It's given us, comedy in the space. And, your boy Shannon Sharpe, he really laid into Jim Jones and made for what I thought was hilarious content. Y'all have to check that out. See what's going on right now in the world of hip hop. Jim Jones versus Nas really is not a comparison. Unless you're of this new generation, and music is subjective. So there's some people who are gonna feel that way because they grew up and it had more meaning to them in their lives. But overall, as a standout artist, Nas is in the top tier with Jada, with Jay-Z, with the artists who make timeless music. So there it is, dear man. It's your boy Pook Diesel, man. I had to weigh in about this, man. It's hilarious. Give me your thoughts, man. Tell me what y'all think. Nas or Jim Jones? Who y'all got? Let's go.